it's me, Esty, here once again, third Thursdays at the Orlando City Arts Factory. I am with Orlando Live. Like, ooh, is there something, naughty going down? But you look at this photo and it says so much. Like you said, it is a photo. You shot here downtown, but it's something deeper. Like, it's this couple. They look like they're super comfortable with each other, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was actually shooting at 3 in the morning in downtown Orlando, and I saw this older couple walking around, and I normally shoot with this weird camera, so I just shot them, and I just called it Feel Your Boobie because, his hat. But I like the lady's expression.
And this is an awesome photo. This one totally spoke to me quickly. Can you explain to us what you thought when you shot it, what you were feeling?
Actually, same thing as like the other photos, actually really late at night at Orlando. And I was walking around, and I saw this guy, and I just asked him, hey, can I take your photo? And he had this expression on his face, and he got really worried. He's like, he was just like, are you gonna, he was just worried because it was a photo, how people
absolutely.
are. So I just went, no, relax, just look, just look wherever you want, do whatever you want, and I'll just take the photo. And I hit him with the strobe. And this is actually all shot in film. I don't even do digital photography.
I love it. You definitely bring that charm back, the innocence of the photo. It's like true artwork in them.
I'm a sculptor, and I work on very small scale, so small that you could actually take the sculptures with you and wear them.
Zoom in for... Okay, so this is a ring that you have literally sculpted.
Yes.
Every ridge, every shape, every point, and I love it. I'm so obsessed with it. Can you tell me about it? What inspired you with this ring?
This piece right here is all inspired by the street art movement, the graffiti movement as well. There's 3 spray paint nozzles mingled with 3 brushes to signify the birth of the movement. Banksy's represented by the rat.
Banksy, I just saw a documentary on him.
Yeah. Mr. Brainwash is represented by the brain, and of course Shepherd Fairy by the fairy wings on the spray can. And then there's a skateboard, and then on the side of the ring there are ribbons to signify like their victory in making the genre bona fide in the fine art world. So it's inspired by all that.
Now, Rebecca, how did you find out you had this talent? How did that come about? Because this is, it's interesting. Did you just sit there and say, I'm going to make an awesome ring?
It was kind of kismet. When I went to university, I took a metalsmithing class, and my professor at the time handed everybody a block of wax and gave one direction, and the direction was to make a ring. And I asked if there were any other restrictions or guidelines or anything like that, and he said no. So then my imagination just kind of skyrocketed, and I thought, well, anything could be a ring. It could be any size, it could be any shape, it could have any statement.
I'm a local artist in the Orlando area.
There's just something different about this, and I would love for you to share about what inspired you, what it is made out of, any fun stuff we need to know.
Okay. It's actually a collaborative project between me and my friend, and she paints like reptiles and insects and creepy animals, and I paint the women. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you paint the women, and your friend is painting the reptiles and the animals or the insects.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all just supposed to be kind of about the female experience. We call ourselves Unladylike. So
I love it. Yeah, super cute. So what's up with like the 3D? Like we have the bee, right? So she found out, did she paint it to kind of make it match the artwork?
Yeah, I actually painted that so that it would match the bees that she had painted. And that was sort of the toy that we found that kind of inspired the whole painting.
Showing off your artwork, I think it's absolutely incredible. I would love for you to teach us a little more about it.
It's Van Gogh inspired. I love the color of Van Gogh, so I use a lot of that in my work. These are lighted up LEDs. This is the path least taken, and it's a detail of an artist on his way to work. Francis Bacon's study of Van Gogh, and I put LED lights in it to light up the background of it. And I just love the color and the motion of that particular painting. The one next to you is an actual study. That's okay. This is an actual study of Van Gogh's Night Cafe.
And I see that it lights up.
It lights up. This one lights up as well. They're all LED lighting, and what gave me the idea of this was the actual sunlight coming through the oil painting and lighting up the colors from the inside. So when I painted this one, I actually made it so the stars would light up and actually blink. There's actually different settings. You can have them blink, stay on, or fade in or out.
I see them fading in and out. Okay. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, and for Christmas, you could actually make it blink for Christmas, but that's I hate that one.
I was gonna say, I could see you do a tree, like something really ridiculous and like a red and green light.
For me to play with, so I really like it.
And that's what art is all about, something fun, something new, and something that you are passionate about, and like you said, that you could totally play with. I wanted you to talk about a little bit what type of art this is, and just to kind of get us into understanding what it is that you do.
Okay, I do abstractionism and expressionism.
Okay.
I do oil on canvas. I like to do big formats. I paint big pieces, and I want to express from the bottom of my soul and my heart all the feelings and emotions that compose the human beings in different situations.
Okay, so let's talk about the landscaping. What inspired you here? What was kind of the thing for you to say, you know what, I need a nice photo of this. I love that it's divided, obviously done purposefully, right?
Yep. Yeah, I shot each individual frame by itself, and a friend of mine just got a really good view from her apartment, and she invited me up there to shoot some photos, and I took advantage of it and got to shoot the historic Lake Eola, which is an iconic symbol for Orlando. And but yeah, it's one of the newer pieces that I did, and one of my new favorite ones as well.
Yeah, and you can see the Lake Eola fountain. It's right there. We'll zoom in.
There's quite a bit. You can see in the Orlando International Airport, the little Herndon. You can
love it.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I love it. It's so representative of obviously the city that we live in. Can I ask you about your shirt? It's been like grabbing my attention. Can you tell me a little bit about it? I don't know if you can go into the logo there.
Yeah, this is a design that I just came up with for this art show, and it's actually the LCD screen that lights up on my camera, minus the logo that I dropped in there. But it's unique to people who shoot Nikon equipment, and they might recognize it quicker than somebody else. But I thought I might be able to make a cool design out of it.
What I'm doing right now is working with mixed media, predominantly sequence. It's the idea of growing up in the Deep South and the hyper-masculinity of the culture and sort of that hypocrisy towards it, of growing up and seeing these, the Grand Ole Opry and Johnny Cash and wrestlers, adorn themselves with these, specific, almost feminine-like materials, but adorning themselves as like the hyper-masculine men. And so what I'm doing is, specifically taking images that I felt is necessary towards that, cropping it, and then all doing it with sequins.
Well, okay, that's what I meant. Like every girl loves shiny, blingy stuff. Look at this sequence now. This is
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. You even got a Burt Reynolds stash going on.
It is. Yeah, I have to.
All the celebration of the artwork. Now let's talk about it. I mean, it must take time. Now that I look at it, do you do sequence by sequence by sequence?
I do. Actually, it's just a process of gluing a strip down and then individually going back. And it depends on the size of the object, the size of the sequence, and the type of imagery that I'm using now. If I'm doing this with a gradient fill and a smaller sequence, this is about a 70-hour project.
But what was it like? You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with sequence. Why not another shiny object or material?
Well, right now I'm in the process of almost transitioning to rhinestones. Yeah.
Okay, so this was just your baby, your start out, and now you're like, I'm going to do Swarovski crystals.
That's right. Rhinestone cowboy, talking about Grand Ole Opry, but specifically sequins because I felt that, one, you can get them over the counter, they're cheap. Also, they have like a different transition when you put them on an image. Say, for instance, you have an image in the background. Yeah. They can actually see through a wider array of colors. And I feel that the repetition pattern of it it's almost like it's a view on almost my life. Like I do this on this repetition as if I don't want to live this repetitive life. I'm going back to Birmingham and working the steel mill. I'm an artist, born and raised, blue collar. And so it's that work ethic as well.
How did you guys get together and start doing your artwork as a team? I mean, you guys work off each other, you inspire each other for different paintings. Who wants to answer?
Probably
Peter.
me. Yeah, so anyway, a few years ago I actually opened up Redefine, and when I was looking for a new location and a new partner, Parker was the obvious choice. I think we feed off each other well because we have different inspirations. I think he's more of a traditional background, like as far as art. Would you say that? And I'm more urban, so.
Peter inspired a little bit of this painting, correct?
He inspired all of it.
All of it. So tell me about it.
It's the villainous version of Peter.
The villainous Peter. I see that we have the paint cans, right? Am I going crazy? We have the paint cans?
Yeah, paint cans. He's out graffitiing walls.
All right. Were you just looking at him one day and you're like, oh my gosh, you're so annoying. I just want to paint you. I love you. Or what happened?
I was trying to play off his style of artwork and add my own to it.
Okay, cool.
I'm into the superhero type.
And it's pretty much what did Gandhi do? He fasted for 21 days. He was the Flash, the fastest man on earth. Play word, wordplay on the Flash.
That's super cool. We're gonna go walk downtown, look for cool people to paint, look for new artists, and we'll see you back at Orlando Live again every third Thursday, where we keep Orlando awesome.